Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Some of you who watch my Instagram and my stories would know that I was away for most of August driving around Europe. There's a lot of footage, like gigabytes and gigabytes of footage, and since I don't have an editor, I have to edit it myself and I don't have a lot of time, so I'm doing it piecemeal, slowly, and it's taking a long time. In the meantime, I thought I should make another video that's just easy, straightforward, bang bang bang, and share it with you. First of all, you might notice the back. I'll make a video to explain. I've removed the rear seats and put cushions for the dog. Why not? It's a very good thing to do. I will show you how I did it. It's so easy, and the benefits. But today we are talking about insurance, car insurance. Well, any insurance, but mainly for car insurance, because you come here to watch car videos. So over the years, I have been doing the same thing that most people do, getting car insurance from online, sometimes calling brokers, and sometimes just doing those price comparison sites, looking for what's the best deal. And obviously the older you are and the more years you've not claimed, then you accumulate or accrue no claims bonuses that give you discounts on top of your normal insurance policy. The reason I wanted to make this video is because I noticed that so many of us car owners don't really realize how we should be looking for the right policy and when. When we look for insurance, we fill our profile online or with a broker verbally, and we tell them where we live, how old we are, how many accidents we've had, what kind of a house. So it creates a whole risk profile for us. Whether we live in a risky neighborhood where there's a chance of theft or car break-ins, whether we live on a main road where other traffic going past could damage the car. So there's all those elements. Then how old we are, the younger you are, the higher risk you are, because you obviously are likely to have more accidents. And as you grow older, you're more risk averse and you're more careful, then you realize how important it is to be a safe driver. All those things create the risk profile. Things that people don't think about is what are the other factors. So for example, if you're looking for insurance for next week, instead of planning a month in advance, then the insurance company puts you in a different bucket. And that bucket is of people who leave things to the last minute. People who are careless, who are lazy, who are not strategic and don't plan their life in advance. Therefore, they're high risk because they will do the same thing in other parts of their life and end up having problems. So they're a high risk category. Also, if you are paying your insurance each month instead of paying it in one go, they think that you don't have much money and you are careless in the way you spend your money. Therefore, you need to pay each month rather than having enough surplus funds. And this is nothing to do with rich or poor, because many people will say, oh, the rich benefit from this. No, this is about how you live your life. Do you live beyond your means or do you live within your means? So many people overstretch themselves because they take out so many different types of loans, and they don't realize that paying car insurance per month is also a loan. You're taking out finance through the car insurance company, and they are going to create a risk profile for you, saying you're someone who lives in debt. So all these things create the risk profile for a person when they're applying for an insurance. applies to most insurances, but we're specifically talking about car insurance. So what should you do? First of all, check exactly where you live. Is it safe? What is your neighborhood like? Can you do something to protect your car? Many of us have this habit of putting all our junk in the garage and putting usually the second most expensive thing we own, other than the house, outside on the road. So when you're looking for insurance, it's a good idea to, if you have a garage, to remove all the rubbish and park your car in the garage. Because if your car is in a garage, your insurance will be cheaper. And don't lie about it, because if your car is stolen and you call the police and they turn up and they find out that your garage is full of stuff and your car was outside when it was stolen, then that will be in the report, and the insurance company is not likely to pay you because you don't use the garage for parking your car. Instead, you use it for storing your junk. Most of us are quite lazy when it comes to insurance, and insurance companies rely on our laziness to make money. And at the moment, the insurance companies have been told by the Financial Conduct Authority that they need to get their act together and don't do any price walking. Price walking means that if you are an existing customer and your policy is renewed and you don't bother checking what your renewal is and you let it automatically roll, they will increase the premium, hoping that you're not going to check and just you'll accept it, or you're too lazy to do something about it. So that's going to change. But there's another thing. Most of us think, oh, how many miles do I do in a year? And that's the kind of question the insurance agent that you're talking to will also ask you. How many miles do you do, or how many kilometers do you do in a year? And you'll think, I do maybe 10, 12, just to be safe. We'll add another 1,000 or 2 just to. I do a lot, so I won't use my example. But let's say that an average person does 10,000 miles a year in their car. And then when the insurance company asks, they say, I do 10,000, but let's do 12 just to be safe. Now, in reality, you may only do 5,000 miles, but you're paying for the additional 5,000 miles in your insurance that you're never going to use. So be organized and think about how many miles are you actually going to do, really, and then add maybe 500 or 1,000 on top, and then take out the insurance. But think of it as a 6-month insurance rather than a 12-month. So let's say if you want to do 10,000 miles a year, you tell the insurance company you're going to do 5,000 a year. Wait until you hit the 5,000 mark, or just about when you're going to hit the 5,000 mark, make a calendar entry, check the mileage on your car, and then extend it, because it may be that your insurance policy started in January and it expires in December, and you're in October and you've done 6,000 or 5,000 miles. You're not going to do more than 500 or 1,000, so you just extend. It's called a midterm adjustment, where you adjust your policy in the middle of the term. So you'd pay a little bit more to add a couple of 1,000 miles to your insurance policy for a period of 2 months. But if you had paid for 12,000 miles and only used 6, you have just potentially wasted several £100 because you never used those miles. So these are the kind of things you need to be aware of. Other things that you should be careful about is tires and things like that. Make sure you have the right tires that are specified by your car manufacturer. And like if you have a Porsche, it's important to have N-rated tires. If you have another car, just look at the manual and get decent tires, because if you have a crash, the insurance company is going to check all these things to find out if you violated any of the terms and conditions of the policy, which means that they will not pay you. So if you paid, I don't know, £1,500 to get an insurance policy and you had a crash but you didn't put the right tires, you've just wasted that policy and cost yourself a lot of headache and money that you're going to end up paying for the accident yourself and possibly the third party that has been damaged through the process or through the accident. So it's important to be careful about these things and make sure that your car is in a good state, it is roadworthy, it has its MOT, your annual vehicle check, or your tires and servicing and all those things, because in case of an accident they're going to try and find all the ways how they can avoid paying you, because it's in the interest of the insurance company. The thing is, people will say insurance companies are evil and all that. They are businesses, they're making money for their investors. So if they're doing stupid things and not being careful and paying people for being careless and dodgy, then they are not being fair to their stakeholders and shareholders. That if insurance companies start paying out claims for people who don't really look after their cars, who do dodgy things, who put illegal tires and things like that, then overall the insurance price for everyone, the premium, will go up. So it impacts the honest, law-abiding citizen. Therefore, I think that what the insurance companies do, within reason, obviously, of course, if they're doing dodgy things, I wouldn't support them, but then that's the right thing to do. They have to do less payouts. The premiums for all of us will be cheaper. Hopefully this was of some use, because I thought I think about these things quite a lot, and for me these are kind of normal because I've been doing them for so long. I don't even think about it, but many people don't think about it, and I thought maybe this will be of some use. So hope you enjoyed the video, and until the next one.